Some friends leave quietly, and that is how life teaches us about true friendship. Some friendships do not end with arguments. No dramatic goodbye. No betrayal loud enough to explain the distance. Just slower replies. Longer silences. A quiet drifting apart that happens almost unnoticed. And one day, you realize someone who once knew your daily life now feels like a stranger. That realization hurts in a very quiet way, because sometimes we do not lose people suddenly, we lose them gradually. But here's the truth. Not everyone who walks beside us is meant to stay for the entire journey. Some people arrive for a season, a chapter, a certain version of who we once were. We laugh together, share meals, talk late into the night, create memories that feel permanent in the moment. Yet many friendships are built upon temporary circumstances. The same school, the same workplace, the same loneliness, the same stage of life. And when life changes, the connection slowly loosens too. Not always because someone became cruel. Sometimes, people simply grow in different directions. And this is where adulthood quietly teaches us something painful. Finding a sincere friend is rare, very rare. Staying close for 1 year already takes effort. 2 years requires intention. 3 years of sharing both joy and sorrow begins to feel meaningful. 5 years of remaining beside each other through hardship creates something deeper than convenience. And 10 years? 10 years without abandoning one another during difficult times feels almost sacred, because loyalty becomes visible when life is no longer easy. Anyone can stay during celebration, but true friendship reveals itself during seasons of confusion, failure, grief, and silence. And this is where everything changes. True friendship is not perfect harmony. It is not never disagreeing, not always thinking the same way, not speaking every single day. Real friendship is quieter than that. It is the ability to remain even after misunderstanding appears, to respect differences without turning cold, to reconnect after distance without making love conditional. Some friendships survive because both people choose pride. Others survive because both people choose grace. And perhaps that choice makes all the difference. Because the strongest friendships are rarely the loudest ones. They are steady, calm, reliable, present when life becomes unbearably heavy. A true friend may not always know the perfect words, but somehow, their presence alone makes the burden feel lighter. And here is the emotional truth many people discover too late. As life moves forward, the number of people around us may grow smaller, but the meaning of connection grows deeper. We stop needing endless conversations, endless social circles, endless noise. Instead, we begin to treasure the people who remain sincere through changing seasons. The ones who remember our struggles, who notice our silence, who stay kind to us even when life becomes inconvenient. In a world constantly chasing new connections, perhaps one of the most meaningful things we can do is protect the genuine friendships we already have. To listen more carefully, to judge less quickly, to forgive before distance becomes permanent, and most importantly, to remember gratitude. Because many friendships disappear quietly not from hatred, but from neglect. People slowly stop reaching out, stop making time, stop saying the things they assume the other person already knows, until one day, the connection fades into memory. So if there are people in your life who have stood beside you sincerely, cherish them. Not because they are perfect, but because genuine care has become rare. And in the end, what warms the human heart is not the number of people who once passed through our lives. It is the few souls who chose to stay. Not for benefit, not for convenience, not because life was always easy, but simply because the friendship itself mattered to them. And perhaps that kind of quiet loyalty is one of the purest forms of love this world still has left.